back, everyone. It's almost Super Bowl time.
Super Bowl LIX. Can you believe it?
I know, right? And today we are going to deep dive into everything you need to know to enjoy the game.
Whether you're a diehard fan or just tuning in for the commercials, we've got you covered.
Exactly. We'll be looking at who might be playing, when and where it's all happening.
And of course, how to watch the game no matter your setup.
All with the help of a really timely article from Digital Trends called How to Watch Super Bowl 2025.
Published just yesterday, so it's got all the latest info.
Okay, so first things first. Who's actually going to be playing in this Super Bowl?
Well, that's the exciting part. Right now, on January 25th, we're still waiting to see who will face off.
Right, because the conference championships are happening this Sunday.
That's right. Sunday's going to be a big day of football.
Definitely. At noon Eastern time, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington Commanders.
A classic NFC East rivalry.
And then at 3:30 ET, the Kansas City Chiefs are defending champs.
Going up against the Buffalo Bills.
So those games will determine our final Super Bowl matchup.
It really adds to the excitement, wouldn't you say? All the speculation and predictions flying around.
Oh, absolutely. I love seeing all the different analyses and what-ifs.
It's all part of the fun.
So once we know who's playing where and when is this all going down?
All right, so Super Bowl LIX kicks off on Sunday, February 9th.
Okay, got it, February 9th.
At 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Primetime kickoff.
Which will actually be 5.3 local time because this year's game is down in New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans, always a good time.
At the Caesars Superdome, to be precise.
New Orleans is such a great choice for the Super Bowl.
It really is. A city known for its energy, the food, the celebrations.
I bet the atmosphere is going to be incredible.
Electric. And get this is actually the 11th time New Orleans has hosted the Super Bowl.
Wow, 11 times.
It puts them in third place for most times hosting.
That's pretty impressive.
It really is a testament to the city's ability to handle such a massive event.
And create a memorable experience, I bet.
For sure. Okay, so we've got the potential teams, we've got the date, the location.
Now let's talk about the most important part.
How to watch.
Because, you know, some people are still glued to their TVs.
The traditional way.
But streaming is becoming more and more popular.
You're absolutely right, and there are more ways to watch than ever before.
So let's bring it down, starting with the traditional route.
Okay, if you're going with cable or satellite, tuning into Fox is your best bet.
Oh, Fox.
And their coverage actually begins way early, 3:00 p.m. Eastern Time.
3 o'clock. Wow, that's a lot of pregame.
It's a whole afternoon dedicated to the Super Bowl.
Do they stick around after the game, too?
They do. Fox will cover postgame analysis, probably starting around 10:00 p.m. Eastern Time.
Unless the game goes into overtime.
Right, which, you know, is pretty rare.
Yeah, only 2 Super Bowls in history have actually gone into overtime.
So you probably won't have to stay up too late.
Hopefully not. So cable and satellite viewers, you've got Fox covered?
But what about the cord cutters out there?
They're all about streaming, right?
Exactly. And for those who prefer to stream, there are some great options out there.
Like what?
Well, you can catch the game on the Fox Sports app.
Makes sense.
Or if you're a Fubo subscriber,
Fubo, yeah.
they're actually offering the game in 4K resolution. And get this, without any extra fees.
4K without extra fees. That's a pretty sweet deal.
It is. 4K resolution really enhances the viewing experience.
You can see all the detail.
Every blade of grass on the field.
It must feel like you're right there in the stadium.
Almost. Okay, so we've talked about cable, satellite, the Fox Sports app, Fubo.
The article also mentions Tubi.
Ah, Tubi. This is where it gets really interesting.
What's the deal with them?
So for the first time ever, Tubi, the free streaming service, will be broadcasting the entire Super Bowl event.
The entire event.
Yes, the pregame show, the game itself, and all the postgame coverage.
That's a big deal for a free service.
It is. They even have an exclusive pregame red carpet show hosted by Olivia Culpo.
Wow, they are going all out. But wait, are they really showing everything? Including the commercials?
You won't miss out on the commercials.
Yeah.
Tubi will be airing those too.
Okay, good. Because those Super Bowl commercials are iconic.
They really are.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is huge because it potentially opens up the Super Bowl to a wider audience.
People who might not have cable or other streaming services.
Exactly.
Free is always a good thing.
You can't argue with that. The article also mentions YouTube TV as another option.
So YouTube TV.
They're a great live streaming choice.
Man, they might even offer the game in 4K too, right?
They might, though it could be an add-on feature.
Huh.
But
Okay.
keep an eye out for free preview periods, which YouTube TV often offers.
That's a good tip.
You might be able to snag a trial just in time for the Super Bowl.
Nice. So we've got cable, satellite, streaming.
Is there anything else? For those who really, really love technology,
Like really tech-savvy viewers.
there's actually something for everyone, even the cord-cutting enthusiasts.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
An OTA antenna is a great way to watch the Super Bowl for free.
An antenna, like old school rabbit ears.
It's kind of like that, but modernized.
So how does that even work?
An OTA antenna picks up over-the-air signals. If you want to extend the signal to multiple devices in your house, you can use a box like Tableau.
Okay.
Placement is key, though, for getting a good signal.
I bet. So does that mean, like, the higher up the antenna is, the better?
Exactly. The higher, the better.
So ideally, you'd want to mount it, like, outside on your roof.
That would be the best spot for optimal reception.
I guess it makes sense, but relying on an antenna seems a bit old school.
It does have its limitations, like signal strength being affected by location, nearby structures.
Especially if you live in a city with tall buildings.
Right. So streaming is generally more reliable.
But if you can get a good signal with an antenna, it's completely free, right?
Completely free. No subscription fees.
That's a pretty big plus.
So there you have it. Cable, streaming, even antennas.
Wow. It's amazing how many ways there are to watch the Super Bowl now.
It's a whole new world of options.
And with so many options and the ability to watch, on our own terms.
The whole viewing experience might be changing.
Yeah, like, is the traditional Super Bowl watch party a thing of the past?
That's an interesting question. Some people might prefer watching on their phones or tablets.
From anywhere with a good internet connection.
But there's still something special about that shared experience.
That collective energy of cheering for your team alongside friends and family.
There's nothing quite like it.
You're right. It's about more than just the game itself.
It's about the food, the commercials, the halftime show.
The shared experience of it all.
Well said. And speaking of enhancing the viewing experience.
What about 4K resolution with HDR?
Ah, yes. The technology that brings the game to life in a whole new way.
It sounds amazing, but I'll admit, I don't fully understand what HDR is.
Oh, sure. HDR stands for high dynamic range.
Okay.
And it's all about enhancing the contrast and color depth of the picture.
So you get like a more cinematic experience on your screen.
Exactly. Brighter highlights, deeper blacks, a wider spectrum of colors.
So it's more than just sharpness. It actually makes the picture look more vibrant, more lifelike.
That's right. It's about making the image on your screen as close as possible to what your eyes would see in real life.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So 4K is about the detail, and HDR is about the color.
You got it. And when you combine those two technologies, it creates a truly immersive experience.
It sounds like 4K with HDR is the ultimate way to watch the Super Bowl.
I think so. And the fact that it's being offered on both Fox and Tubi means more people can access this enhanced viewing experience.
That's awesome. It's great that more people can experience that.
It's a testament to how technology is constantly evolving.
I'm curious, though, with all this emphasis on picture quality and resolution,
Yeah.
are we losing sight of the social aspect of the Super Bowl? What about those watch parties we were talking about?
That's a great question. Something to think about.
Yeah, because technology makes it possible to have a fantastic viewing experience at home.
Even by yourself, if you want.
But I don't think technology will ever replace the joy of coming together with friends and family for the Super Bowl.
I agree. There's something special about sharing those moments of anticipation.
Those incredible plays.
Even those questionable referee calls, all with people you care about.
It's what makes the Super Bowl a cultural phenomenon.
You're right. It's about community, connection, and shared emotions.
And those things go beyond technology.
Absolutely. Well said.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on to the commercials and that halftime show,
Let's take a quick break and come back with even more insights into Super Bowl LIX.
as we dive deeper into this whole Super Bowl experience,
Yeah.
we can't ignore the cultural impact
Oh, definitely not.
of the commercials.
For a lot of people, the commercials are as big a deal as the game itself.
It's true. I mean, think back, even as kids,
Oh, yeah.
we look forward to those Super Bowl commercials.
Totally. They've become like an integral part of the whole event.
Exactly. And over the years, they've evolved.
Oh, for sure.
Do you remember those classic Budweiser ads?
With the Clydesdales,
Oh, yeah.
those were iconic.
I know. Heartwarming. Everyone loved those.
They really got people talking.
But I feel like Super Bowl commercials today are a bit different, right?
They are a little different. You still see those big budget productions with celebrities.
Yeah.
But many brands are now focusing on telling authentic stories
Oh, interesting.
that resonate with their audience.
So more than just flashy visuals and humor.
Right. They're tackling social issues, promoting diversity and inclusion.
So are brands using the Super Bowl platform to make more of a statement these days?
Yeah, it seems that way. The Super Bowl has become a stage,
Hmm.
not just for entertainment, but also for reflecting cultural shifts, engaging in conversations about important issues.
And connecting with consumers on a more personal level.
Absolutely. I mean, the Super Bowl attracts a massive
A
audience.
huge
So
audience.
it's a prime opportunity for brands to make a real impact. It makes sense. If you're going to make a statement, that's the time to do it.
Exactly. And of course, there's still room for humor and spectacle.
Of course.
It's the Super Bowl, after all.
It's a time to celebrate.
But it's clear that Super Bowl advertising is changing.
It's not just about selling products anymore, is it?
Not entirely.
Yeah.
It's more about telling stories, sparking conversations, maybe even making a difference.
Okay, I like that. Now, speaking of spectacular events, what are your thoughts on Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, I'm so excited about Kendrick Lamar.
He's headlining the halftime show this year, right?
He is. I think he's going to bring something truly unique to the Super Bowl stage.
He's such a talented artist.
He is. Known for those thought-provoking lyrics and his powerful performances.
And imagine experiencing that performance in 4K with HDR.
Oh, man. The visuals, the music, the message. It's going to be incredible.
You've got me really hyped up for this halftime show now.
I know, right? And it's not just the halftime show that will benefit from those visuals.
Oh, you're right.
Imagine watching the actual game in 4K.
Wow.
You'll see the intensity in the players' faces, their movements,
Every detail.
or practically feel the energy of the stadium.
Sounds like you're almost there in person.
Almost. 4K with HDR brings you closer to the action than ever before.
You know, even if you're not a diehard football fan,
Yeah,
the visual spectacle alone makes it worth watching.
it's an experience that goes beyond just the sport.
That's true. But we can't forget about another crucial part of the Super Bowl.
Oh, are you talking about
The food?
the food? Absolutely.
Super Bowl Sunday is all about those delicious game day snacks.
It's a feast. Chips and dip, wings, pizza, chili.
Or, maybe something a little more elaborate.
Yeah, you can go all out.
There's something for everyone.
Exactly. You can cater to different tastes, dietary needs.
It's about creating that spread everyone can enjoy.
And I think the food just adds to that whole sense of, community and celebration.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's a way to bond over shared favorites, try new things, create memories.
The Super Bowl is more than just a football game, isn't it?
You're right. It's a cultural event that brings people together in so many ways.
And with technology, the way we experience it is changing too.
So true. We have more options, more flexibility.
But no matter how you watch it, I think the core of the Super Bowl experience remains the same.
It's about connecting with others,
The excitement of the game.
creating those lasting memories.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, there's one more thing I want to explore.
Oh, okay. What's on your mind?
We've talked about technology, how the commercials have evolved,
Yeah,
but what about the game itself?
the actual football game.
Do you think the rules of football will ever change to adapt to these new technologies?
Or viewer expectations.
Yeah.
That's a really fascinating question. We've already seen some changes,
Like what?
like instant replay reviews, tweaks to scoring.
But could we see even more radical changes in the future?
It's really intriguing to think about.
Will technology completely transform the game?
Or will tradition prevail?
It's something for us all to think about as we watch Super Bowl LIX unfold.
And as you watch the game, ask yourself this. Is the Super Bowl becoming something bigger than just a sporting event? Is it evolving into a platform for storytelling, for social commentary, for connecting with audiences on a deeper level?
That is a thought-provoking question.
It really is. I think the answer to that might reveal a lot about how we view technology, entertainment, and the power of shared experiences.
Well said. And with that, we've reached the end of part 2 of our Super Bowl deep dive. All right, we're back for the final part of our Super Bowl LIX deep dive.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It really has. We've talked about everything from the potential teams to the exciting location,
Always to watch.
the commercials, the halftime show.
Even the essential role of delicious Super Bowl food.
I think we've pretty much covered it all.
We even got into the future of the game and how technology might shape it.
So as we wrap this up, what's the big takeaway for our listeners who are getting ready for Super Bowl Sunday?
I think the main thing to remember is that the Super Bowl is so much more than just a game.
It's definitely become a cultural event.
Exactly. It's a reflection of how we're engaging with technology, entertainment, and those shared experiences we talked about.
It's a reminder that even with all the digital stuff going on, there's something special about getting together to experience something exciting.
And with so many different ways to watch,
From cable to streaming on your phone.
there's really no reason to miss out.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question.
Ooh, I like those.
With all this emphasis on technology, the spectacle, even social messaging,
Yeah.
is there a risk that the actual game gets lost in the mix?
That's an excellent question. Will the game itself always be the main attraction?
Or will all those other elements become more important?
It's something each viewer has to think about as they watch the game.
What do you think will capture their attention the most?
What really resonates with them?
It's a fascinating question. It'll be interesting to see how that balance plays out.
The balance between the sport, the technology, and the cultural impact.
As the Super Bowl keeps evolving.
It really is a microcosm of our society.
So as you get ready to watch Super Bowl LIX,
Take a moment to appreciate everything that makes this event so unique.
think about how technology is shaping your viewing experience. Pay attention to those commercials.
Get lost in the energy of the halftime show.
And, of course, spend time with the people you care about.
Savor those moments of connection and celebration.
We hope this deep dive has given you a new perspective on the Super Bowl.
Keep exploring, keep learning,
Keep diving deep into the things you're curious about.
and until next time.
Enjoy the game.